Hello, Leo. My name is Tina, and I am going to do a reading for 2021 about your love life. It might not resonate with everyone because it is a general collective reading, so if you do think that you're resonating with it, please like, share, comment. It helps my channel grow. And if you find it doesn't resonate with you, you might check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus especially sign, because it's love and Venus rules love. So I'm just going to be asking for angels, spirits, guides, archangels, ancestors, and all that is to give me the best, clearest, most accurate message for the sign of Leo in the realm of love for 2020. The number 3 card, that's a major arcana. That is, it's called Nurture here, but it's the Empress card. The Empress is the divine feminine. She's creative. This card can mean fertility, it can mean sensuality, it can mean a new baby, abundance, empathy, unifying your body, mind, and spirit as well. Choose your battles. That's the 7 of Wands. That's about, the 7 of Wands is about putting boundaries up, So choose your battles could mean, like, I'm not going there, sorry, see you later. Or it could mean that you place a protective boundary around yourself in some area or around a person or a subject. It's kind of like somebody starts talking about politics and you sweetly excuse yourself because you're not wanting to get involved in that that conversation, because it's just like, if you're on the opposing side of the other person, then that doesn't really lead anywhere. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful messages. So at the bottom of the deck, you have the Take the Lead card. That's the 3 of Wands. That's actually knowing something good is going to happen for you. But maybe taking steps to make it happen, too, The one right under that, I'm going to go ahead and give you that, too, because it's the Shine card. This is sun. This is the sun. This is abundance. 9 plus 1 is 10. Drop off that and you get a number 1 again. Yeah, so it's like a new beginning. It's a new beginning in abundance, and it's love. Look at this heart all just being lit up. That's a pretty beautiful card. You've got the number 5 card, which is the Hierophant card. This is about being a teacher. You've got the number 15 card underneath it here. This is about mastering yourself, mastering your emotions, balancing yourself, not being... this is actually the Devil card in the Rider-Waite. So it would be kind of like, letting go of anything that might have control of you, and giving yourself control back. Another number 5 here, 5 card, throat chakra. This is about being able to speak your truth. And so I think that, you know, all these things are going to be part of your journey this year. You got the heal card. This is about letting go, you know, and letting yourself be healed. This is the star card, and this is about wishes being fulfilled too. The 11 card. This is about justice. This is about karma. It's about balancing of karma. It could mean an ending of a karmic cycle and a brand new beginning in another one, yeah. Okay, so those are just some hints. Little peek, sneak a peek preview of your year ahead. I hope this camera is going to work out okay right here. Okay, so take the lead. 3 of Wands. This is this is about knowing that something, you know something's coming for you, but you actually take the steps toward it. You know, that's kind of how manifesting works. You want something and then you take steps toward it, and then it comes to you, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify these cards one at a time. So let's do that with that number 3 card. Take the lead. Spirit, guides, angels, can you give me some information on this number 3 card for Leo in love in 2021? Thank you so much for your guidance and your love. Take the lead. This 9 of Swords, I don't really usually read in reverse, but once in a while these come out. One will come out. So this is a grieving card, obviously. Like, something is definitely over when it's upright, you know. But when it's not upright, then it means you're not done with it. You know, you don't want to let it go. And the 20 card is Judgment. This is about making a decision. This is about choosing. You know, I mean, if you don't want something to end, then it's choosing, you know, to not end it. But you got this 6 of Swords, which says that you are going to leave the situation. This is Source leading you out of it. But it came out like this. So you don't want something that's hurtful to leave you. But your soul wants to take charge. Your soul wants to let it. It wants to guide you. And that's the decision you have to make. Whether or not you want the soul to guide you. You know, take the lead. Your soul wants to take the lead. That's how I see this. And if you decide that you want to let your soul lead you out of this situation, out of this pain, out of this suffering, then that's what they're going to do. They're going to take you somewhere that's smoother waters. I mean, it doesn't look like you're, you know, very happy. But you will be. Because they're taking you there. So I feel like your soul really wants to take the lead here. And it wants to take you someplace completely different than where you're at in that 9 of Swords energy. Nurture card. The Nurture card is about the Empress. Now, this is about being creative. The Empress is like she's like Mother Earth, you know? I mean, she is the creator of everything on this earth, Mother Earth, the Empress. She's the divine feminine. She's the one who gave birth to this planet. And this is your energy. This creative energy. But the card that came out that wants to clarify it is this Ten of Wands. So this is about having a load that's just a little bit too big. It's time to set it down and kind of lighten your load up a little bit. Got too much stuff. So what kind of stuff, Spirit? I feel like this is kind of blocking your creative energy. Okay, so yeah, so you got that 3 again, 3 of Wands. That's the same one as up there. This is waiting. You're waiting for something to happen. You know it's going to happen. Like, look at this card. She's standing there. She's waiting for the tide to come in. And she's just kind of waiting for the water. You know, she's waiting for the moon to pull the tide. She's waiting for a big giant ship to drive by and make a wave. You know, who knows what but that's you. And you're here too. Like, so you are definitely, you know, needing to step up and take the lead. Your soul is ready to do it. Now, the next card out is the Nine of Wands. This is about having a lot of stuff, you know, kind of like it comes right before putting it down, you know. This one is where you realize, like, well, you can take this 2 ways. You can either feel sorry for yourself about all the bad stuff that's happened in your life, or you can stand tall and proud and own the fact that every single thing that's ever happened that's bad has made you into who you are. And suddenly you realize how beautiful that is. You realize how powerful and strong you are after all these trials, you know. This is about building a boundary around yourself, you know, maybe not letting people in. But it's really kind of time to let that go, because you've got this 10 here. It's like it's too much. It's just too much. It's time to let it go. And the 2 of Wands is, again, it's making the decision. You know, you're thinking about it and you're making the decision. And when you do that, this Empress is going to come. This is your energy, but it's these things that are blocking it. You know, this heavy load, this burdens, these bad experiences, you know, things that you've considered bad experiences, you know, they're making you have a boundary up so you can't move forward. See, it's kind of like she's behind the boundary. But once you really realize how beautiful this is, and like you don't need to make the boundary, you just need to own the fact that you're beautiful because of all the wounds, you know. I hope that makes sense. So you're kind of standing in your own creative way, Leo. Choose your battles. Number 7, 7 of Wands. This can be about meditation and elevation. It can be about just putting a protective boundary around yourself from other people. And it could be about just deciding what's worth a fight and what isn't, you know? And this is about your wish fulfillment. That's the clarifier on that card. And it's coming in really fast with the 7 card. This is a Chariot card. And this is about balancing your dark and light. So like here, this might be, you might think this is the dark side of you. You know, like this might be the shadow side. Like this is the stuff that hurts you. This is the stuff you keep secret. This is the stuff you don't want to talk about. This is the stuff that makes you wall off yourself so that you can't even be your own creative, beautiful, productive self here in that 3 of that Empress energy. The Chariot is about doing exactly that, and it's all done by intuition, you know. And I feel like this card is saying that this is what's going to happen, and it's going to happen really fast. And that's what's going to bring you your wish fulfillment, is this balance. So I would say, since the Wounded Warrior card is here, I would be like maybe really talking to Source, you know, meditating, like just maybe trying to figure out what the gifts are from a bad situation, you know, a hard situation, a hurtful situation. Let's say you were abused as a child. Let's say your dad was abusive, and that's one of these wands here. You know, like it makes you create a barrier between people because you have an asshole parent. So when you get to this point where you're standing here and you're owning your own power, will you realize that maybe, you're not an abusive parent, you know, you're a beautiful, wonderful parent. And maybe it's because you felt that as a child. It made you go, you know, a little farther. That's what I mean about the gifts. You know what I mean? Like shitty stuff happens and then it molds you, you know? Like, God, I hated it when my dad did that. So, and a lot of times we do even overcorrect it. Maybe we spoil our kids or something, you know, because we had an abusive parent or whatever. I'm just using that because I don't know. Because it's a deep wound. That's why I'm using it. So once you decide to actually accept that happened and accept how that molded you, it softened you, it honed your heart, you know, it just changed it a little bit. And when you finally own that, that's when these 2 things come into alignment, because you're not pissed anymore. You're grateful. You're grateful because it made you a great dad, if it was your dad, or a great mom, or whatever. So this Chariot card is definitely like, what this is saying is that you do need to, you know, elevate yourself, pick your battle scars maybe even, and own the power that it gave you. And when you do that, you're going to find your wish fulfillment, because it's going to change everything about you. You're not going to feel like a victim anymore. You're going to realize that how beautiful and wonderful you are. You sure have a lot of 9s here. I feel like I had a lot of 9s in another reading. 9s are about things coming to fruition, you know. They're about fulfillment. They're like almost done, you know, because the next number is 10. And you drop the 0 off, it's a brand new beginning. So once you get to this place, 9s are kind of good, because the next thing is brand new. So let's see what the darkest fears are for Leo. This would be the 9 of Swords. This is the Nightmare card. This is the stuff that keeps you up all night. What's this card doing here, Spirit? Ooh, the That's kind of a lot. I'm not going to put these down on here, but I'm going to just, I feel like your darkest fear is being heartbroken. Because I think you had a lot of heartbreak in your life because of the 9 of Wands. But here's the 7 of Wands again, which is here. It's about elevating yourself. This is a little bit, you know, that one says choose your battles. This is the one I was talking about. That's like you get into meditative state and you actually elevate yourself above the bullshit, you know? And that's going to get you out of the nightmare card. Because you have wish fulfillment. You have a brand new beginning in passion. You've got somebody who wants to work with you and create something. You've got a destined love here in your cards. And you've got this willingness to work hard toward it. You want to hang on to it. This is about messages. A message from an air sign. It might be imparting knowledge. Whatever the message is, it's going to light you up. And it's coming in quick. Could be through this is kind of like, this can be a lot of things, but I always see it as source coming right at you. Boom. Like you're the target. And source is coming right in to love you, to impart knowledge. Yeah. Okay, so that was kind of a lot on that. That's how come I didn't, but this one flipped over and I didn't even see about in a different place. So this is the Hermit card. It's also the number 9 in the major arcana, which makes sense because it's another number 9, but the Hermit card is about going inside. So you've got some huge dark fears. Only you know what they are. They keep you up at night. It looks like they're about a lot of things from that big pile that fell out. But what happens in a time like this is that you kind of go inside and try and figure stuff out. Like, why am I so afraid? What the hell's going on with me? You know, like, why can't I let this go? Or whatever, you know, why am I sad? And then you start thinking about that and the source comes in, wraps their arms around you and says, I love you. Look at you shine. And you look down and you realize you are shining. It's enlightenment. The darkest time, look at that, another 9. The darkest times in our life, that's where we get our enlightenment. That's where we get our growth. And I know it sucks and I know it's painful. But it's just really important. Okay, so rest and reconsider. This would be the 9 of Wands. It's this card again. It's the Wounded Warrior card. Okay, so you feel blindfolded. And you've got the Devil card here. This could be addiction that's making you blind to the reality of life. Or maybe you're dealing with somebody that has an addiction. But this is source in this deck. I mean, birds are just, they're source energy. And I feel like they're trying to help you untangle yourself or help you see that you're not really, you know, stuck. It's almost like you're choosing to have on blindfolders. That's how come I kind of feel like, well, because the Devil card is a lot of times about addiction, codependency, someone having control over you or a situation in your life, something else, you know? Like if you drink too much, you're not in control. The alcohol is. And you're blind to it. But I feel like you're, Source is trying to uncover that for you and let you understand that everything's going to be okay. So since this is a love reading, I'm going to say this could also, it might not be alcohol. It could be like codependency on another person. Bottom of the deck says High Priestess. That's intuition. So I feel like deep down you know exactly what these two cards is, and I feel like it's saying, like, you don't need to clarify this, Tina. So I'm not going to. So there's something going on here that's causing you to be this wounded warrior. Or the wounded warrior feeling is causing you to have an addiction. Or be with someone that has an addiction. This could be about, like, like even if you're, like, young. Let's say your parent was an alcoholic. And then you're just drawn to alcoholics. You don't know why. You're blind to it. You have no idea. But Source is working on it, and that High Priestess card tells me it's not going to be long. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out in 2021, because obviously they're guiding you here. But it does involve a decision, like you're the one who has to decide to go. You're the one that has to decide to let your soul out, shine, like, yeah, let's go back to the original plan. Like, you're off the plan. I think, because they want to take you to it, with the Six of Swords. Number 1, this is about your root chakra. It's a brand new beginning in Pentacles. Pentacles are anything earthbound. I feel like this is strengthening bonds, and then this card came out, Six of Cups. So this might be strengthening your family ties. I wonder if this is really, really kind of connected to this. Could be. It is a love reading, though. So let's go with that. Let's go with love reading. I've already talked about your parents enough. So Six of Cups. This is about thinking about someone from your past. You're kind of going through it. It could be going through your whole life. What was going on when you were a kid, what's going to be going on in the future. This could be your future self. Like, hey, I am stuck here with this devil energy. I'm in the hermit mode right now. Future self, tell me what to do. Tell me what my next step is. I'm going to ask your future self. Well, first I'm going to ask your past self. Okay, just for fun, let's see what the past self has to say, okay? What would your past self have to say to you about anything? What's the best advice from your past self in regarding love to 2021? Past self, you got any insights? It's saying sunshine. It's saying to focus on the sunshine memories. That's cute. That's your little kid self. It's going like, hey, don't you remember all the good stuff? Yeah, because this person might not be. This person's got a guard up. They might not remember anything good. But your past self so totally does. Your past self, your soul self, well, it remembers sunshine. That's pretty cool. And tell me what the future self, you look pretty happy. What would you like to tell Leo? What's their next move in love? What's your advice? Since you're so happy in the future. Oh my gosh. It's saying that you're going to have an ending and a brand new beginning. You're closing out a cycle. That's why you have all of these 9s. Because something is coming to an end. And I have a feeling it's this. Look at all these 9s. You've got this Nine of Swords. You've got this Nine of Wands. You've got the Darkest Fear, which is the Nine of Wands. I mean the Nine of Swords. And then you've got this one again. That's the Nine of Wands. You've got these two cards twice. So this is really your deal. This is the sole problem, and I feel like that's... So that is coming to an end, and that's what it wants you to know. Tell me the first move Leo needs to make to get this cycle over. Find your passion. Find your passion. Queen of Wands. Look at that. She's got like a little fire right in her hand. Like she's just figuring out her magic. She's just seeing it. Yeah. So when you put down the load and you own all this stuff that happened to you and realize that it made you cool and it made you... Oh, I feel like... You want to know what I feel like the Nine of Wands cards is? It's kind of like a... You know, like a tree limb that maybe gets blasted off in a thunderstorm, you know? Lightning. The limb falls off. It falls into a river. And it starts to go. And it gets hung up on some kind of rock or something. It just stays there for a really long time. And then maybe a fish comes by, you know, a few years later or something, or a giant wind, and it knocks that tree limb, what's left of it, and it keeps going, you know, and it goes down and it washes up on the beach, and some person finds it and goes, oh my God, this is my next masterpiece. I am going to build something out of this driftwood. And because of how soft it is, how smooth it is, it's the water, it's the wind, it's the elements that made it smooth. And that, my friend, is what all these wands did to you. It smooths you. It shapes you. It makes you softer and more beautiful. And I feel like what this is saying is like, own it. Own who you are. You're the queen. You are the queen too, because you're Leo. I mean, it doesn't have to be gender specific, but this Queen of Wands is pretty dang cool. But she's so magical. Let me see what this open up card means. Number 4. This is the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles is about not wanting to let something go, which I see up here with this 9 of Swords. You're not wanting to really let that go. And sometimes it's just like a matter of letting loose of the grip. You know? Like maybe it's about someone you love. You know, obviously it's a love reading. Somebody you love hurts you. And you don't want to let them go. Maybe you don't want to give up an addiction. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Oh, see, you got another 4 of Pentacles. You don't want to